going to make some ginger snaps today. So we're going to start with 1 cup of packed brown sugar, and I have 3/4 of a cup of white sugar, 1/4 cup of molasses, and I have 1/4 cup of shortening and 1 tablespoon of butter or margarine. And we're going to get these first few ingredients creaming together. You can smell that molasses, smells good. And I have an egg that I'm going to add in. And 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of ginger, so the ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1/2 teaspoon of cloves, that's your ground cloves. So I just want to get these ones together first. Just going to scrape the bottom there on this side. And then my last 2 ingredients are flour and some water. So I'm going to put in my 2½ cups of flour. And as soon as I start to mix this, I'm going to slowly add in my 1/4 cup of water while that's mixing. I'm just going to bring that all together. I still see some butter in there, so I just want to make sure it's all mixed really well. Alright, it's looking pretty good. Alright. So we're going to get the mixer out of the way here, and we're going to get these on cookie sheets. Alright, I'm using my smaller cookie scoop. This is my 1 1/4 inch cookie scoop. Because these cookies, you want them a bit smaller because you want them to be crunchy to snap. And then you want to flatten these cookies down to about 1/4 inch, or even a little bit flatter if you want. And then we're going to bake these in the oven. So I have them at about 350 degrees. I'm going to check them at the 9-minute mark and just see how they're doing. Every oven is going to be a little bit different, so we're just going to check out the times as we go, and I'll let you know how long I actually put them in for. You can do a little bit less time if you like your cookies to be a little bit crunchy on the outside but a little bit chewy on the inside. Then don't bake them quite as long. So but I'm going to start with 9 minutes and see how they look. Alright, let's take a look. So these ones are still puffed up a little bit. If you like it with it chewy in the middle and a little bit crunchy on the outside, this is the point where you would take them out. But I want to get these to be crunchier. So I'm going to put these in a little bit longer, probably even 3 minutes or so. So this is the 9-minute mark. Alright, so these ones were in for 12 minutes, so they've already flattened a bit in the oven. They got the nice crackle on the top. These might still be a little bit chewy inside. If you make your cookies even a smaller ball yet, like maybe a 1-inch ball instead of 1 1/4, and try and flatten them even to 1/8 inch instead of 1/4, you'll get that thinner, crunchier ginger snap. These will still have a bit of a crunch to them when you snap them. They won't snap like a really, you know, like the ginger snaps that really crunch that are dry. This one will still have a little bit of moisture in it. I'm going to leave 1 batch in a little bit longer yet, so maybe even up to the, what was I at, 12 minutes, so maybe 14-minute mark. And just to compare them, they'll still be good no matter what, if they're a little bit chewy or not. So I'm gonna go take those out in a minute to see the difference of them. All right, so I have my one batch that I had put in for about 12 minutes and the other one's closer to 15 minutes. Definitely a difference in the cookie. I personally like the ones that are a little bit chewy. So this one here is crunchy on the outside, but it's gonna be softer on the inside. And then you get the ones that were in longer, and you can definitely have the crunch, and they're a much drier type cookie. So it just depends what your preference is. Some people really like that crunch and you want to have them in longer. I personally like it when they're a little bit chewy. They're still crunchy on the outside. So it just depends on how much time you're going to put that in the oven for. So anywhere from basically 10 to 15 minutes. Try it out and just see what you like as the best, and there's the recipe.